I've got some pretty things to show you today, as you can see by this paper here. So I am going to show you a couple things here, and they're related to the two different promotions that are going on. One that's available up to May with this beautiful paper I'm going to show you, and another one that is just in March. So let me start with the paper. This is from this promotion called Waves of the Ocean. And let me show you this paper. It is stunning. I've been featuring it on my Instagram channel, and I'll put a link to the flyer and all that stuff in after we're done. And let me just show you what this looks like. There's two of every sheet here. So it's like this beautiful sort of painted background that is almost meant to look like ocean or waves or something. And on the other side, it's there too. It's kind of bubbles, or I don't know what it is, but it is stunning. This is the sheet here, so let me just show you the colors. Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Night of Navy, Pacific Point, and Petal Pink are all the colors that are in here. It's mostly blues, so that's sheet one. So there's another one. Gosh, that almost looks like mountains or something. Stunning. Oh, look at that with all the pretty colors. There's the pinks and the oranges. This one looks like bubbles, like someone just blew a whole pile of bubbles on paper or something. Just gorgeous. And look at this deep dark navy all the way to the Pacific Point and the Coastal Cabana, and then pretty oranges on the other side. This looks like sunsets and things to me. Just stunning. And then there's also some foil paper. You can see I've already cut into it. I'm hoping it shows up on camera. You might actually be able to see my camera reflected in here. So there's a silver, a Night of Navy, and a Coastal Cabana, and there's two in each package. I'm just gonna move this aside here for a second. There's also, in this whole collection of stuff, isn't that paper beautiful? You can see here there's a stamp set, some dies, those are the papers, and then there's these rhinestones. Check out the rhinestones. There's blues and sort of pale blue and greenish colors, all to match those pretty colors in the paper. So I'm going to use those today too. And then here's the stamp set. It's called Waves of Inspiration, and it's got this beautiful realistic looking wave that is just gorgeous, and then this kind of seaside imagery. And then here are the dies. So you can cut out waves here, maybe with that foil paper, a wave to go on top of this one. There's two different ones you could use. There's some saying dies, some clouds, some seagulls, just and this piece has a piece to cut out too, so it's just stunning. It is going to be, this bundle is going to be in the next catalog. The papers will not be. So if you love those papers, you want to get them as soon as you can, because of course these days everything is while supplies last. So I'll put all that stuff on there, but that's what I'm going to work with. And let me just move all that aside. I'm also going to work with, and I see Nicole is there, Susan there. Those blues are amazing, aren't they really? Seriously. And Christine's there and watching the live. Awesome. And Robin loves the paper too. Okay, so the other thing I want to show you here is the Savings Are in Bloom. Now, if you're part of if you get my newsletter, so if you're not, just go to stampwithjen.com and make sure you sign into the newsletter. I'll put a link here too, but you would have already heard about this, but this is a promotion that runs for March, and it includes 20% off, which is awesome because that doesn't happen very often with Stampin' Up. The mini machine, which I'm going to use today, and then a bunch of bundles. So they're all here. Again, I'll post a link so you don't have to read that in miniature, but I'm using one of the bundles here today called Quiet Meadow. This is one of my absolute favorite bundles. Here's the dies that match. So they'd actually more than match because they're sort of additional flower images, and you got this beautiful flower image here, and then you've got this piece here that's got some pieces you can cut out for sayings or little tiny tags. It's just really very stunning. So I'm going to use all that. I'm also using another one just for the saying, so I'll pull that in after and show you. So let's start here with my little my mini boss, as I like to call it, and it opens up like this. And I've got a couple platforms. This all comes with the machine, all the platforms you need. I'm going to start with platform 1, plate 2. Just scrolling up here to make sure I can see there. Jen, you want us to buy all the things because we want all those things. You know, there's one way to do it, Robin. You can become a demonstrator. You know, you just have to pick and choose, right? So here is that paper. So I've decided I'm going to go with the orange. I actually have two samples to show you at the end that I've done with the blue, but I thought I'm going to do one with orange. So I haven't even made up the sample yet. I'm just winging it live because I've got a couple other ones. I'm going to follow the same design, of course. And I'm going to get some of that pretty orange in there, a little bit of the white. So pretty. And with this little machine, oh, by the way, these are the circle dies that I'm using. Layering circles, so they come with both scallops and the circles. Okay, so I'm gonna put that on there, put my little plate 2 on top, give it all a nice little shove into the machine, and away we go. My placemat's gonna move here, so probably didn't need that long of a strip, but I didn't want to waste any of it. So this is just a little 3-inch strip here, and I've just cut that little circle. Okay, so while I'm here and I've got the machine out, I'm going to cut something else too. I'll just get rid of this die here so I don't lose it. Okay, so I've got a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, and I have a piece of foam. Now these are the foam adhesive sheets. They're in the regular catalog. And so they're just, hopefully you can see that, they're thick like a dimensional, and they're double-sided with adhesive. So I'm going to peel that off, so that's sticky, and that'll be sticky on that side when I peel it. And I'm going to just lay it on this little piece of scrap Night of Navy. Had I thought of it, I would have cut this down to the right size beforehand. But just to show you that you don't need to be exact. Just like that. So what I want to do is I want to grab the dies I just put away. Okay, put that down. And let me just grab these dies. Here somewhere. Hold on. Hold on a sec. I safely tucked them out of the way only to need them again. Here they are, right here. I didn't put them away. I'm going to use this piece here out of the Quiet Meadow. And I'm going to, again, it's exactly the same sandwich. Lay this on here like this. My plate number 2 on top. And that foam will compress a bit, so that's how come it can go through. It's a little thicker this time, but it still goes through. That's how you know it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna put the die away. And let's get rid of the little mini balls. I love that class is like that, so you can put it all away. Okay, so let me put out all the bits we're gonna use here. I have pre-done, because I needed to use my larger machine for that, a piece of basic white with this Tasteful Textures folder. So when I open it up, it goes in like that, and it gives kind of that just really faint texture, but something a little more interesting than just plain white. And then my card base, and so I've cut this from an 8.5 by 11 sheet and cut it in half. And I'm just gonna fold it by lining up my corners. And Robin says, "Oh my God, your cutter's so cute and so tiny." I know, it's adorable, isn't it? Hi, Carol. Okay, so I'm going to start by just layering those 2 pieces on. And I'm going to use my seal here, a little bit in each corner. This is double-sided adhesive. And I'm going to put it on here. And yes, I could have stamped directly on the card base, but this just gives it a little bit more texture and a little bit more interest. And then I'm going to take this piece here, and I'm going to layer it on here. So hard to decide which side of the paper to use. So pretty. Oh, and I know what else I forgot. I cut, you know what, I've already cut one, so we'll just use the one I cut. I used a piece of this. I used this die, and I cut a piece out of that paper. So here. And so we're going to stamp on that. So let me do that first. Get rid of all the things. So there's some nice sayings in the Quiet Meadow that would fit here, thinking of you and you're too kind. But I need a birthday card, so I thought I'd do a birthday card. And don't forget, too, that you can get in on the draw for this card that I'm making. All you have to do is like or love, comment, share, any one of the above, and you will get in on my draw to win the card I'm making. Speaking of which, this is the card I made last week. Super cute, using some designer series paper there too. And I haven't done the draw for that yet, so I'll do that today. After this live, I go live with my team, so I'll do that draw right after if I have a chance. So by 4 o'clock today, it'll be posted. So all you have to do is go to last week's live and comment or share or like, and you will get in on that draw. Okay, so let's see what we did here with this stuff. And I'm just going to take a sip of water and see if you have any questions. Lori Swanson's there. Hello. And she says, so pretty, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to now just punch this out. And now I've got this raised piece that I didn't have to attach dimensionals to or anything funny. It just takes a little minute to get it out of here, but it's worth the effort because it's like a giant puffy sticker on the back of this cardstock now. Just don't want to rip it. Okay, and then I'm going to peel off the backing. It's practically peeled off already. So now this is all sticky. And I can lay this down. Love those foam adhesive sheets. I'll lay it down right here. And I'm going to tell you, isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, love it. And the blue and the orange are nice. They're actually opposites on the color wheel, so the blue and oranges are really a nice contrasting color combination. I gotta tell you, this card idea is not mine. It came from one of my team members. She actually did different paper and I think different colors, but she did, it was Moira Sands, and she did a lovely job. And I said to her today, can I copy you? So I'm gonna take this die cut, which is from the Quiet Meadow, but I'm gonna take off that end. See that? So it's still cute. It's still got a little curly, but I just want a little bit here because I'm going to attach it like this. How pretty is this already? And I'm going to use this stuff, Fan Baker's Twine. It's in the catalog and it's in the sports section. They've got this beautiful navy color. It might be Misty Moonlight, but it's close, so I'm going to use it. So sometimes you have to look at things differently. Even the green would be nice with flowers, or the red would be nice. So I'm going to just take a little bit of this, and I always leave stuff on my spool when I'm working with it so I don't take more than I need. And I can't wait to show you the other cards here too at the end. So don't forget to comment, like, or share, and that puts you automatically into my draw because I use an automatic little picker thing. So I'll videotape that so you can see it. Once you've liked, comment, or share it, it puts you into the draw. I'm going to get my ribbon scissors here. So this is just the same pair of paper snips, but I have a little twist tie on here that tells me these are for ribbon only. And if you do that, they'll stay sharp. If you cut paper and ribbon with them, they'll start to dull faster. Oh, this is so pretty. Okay, I need some dimensionals. So I'm going to grab those. Look at that side's pretty too. And pull this down here so you can see it. And see, I'm just pretending like I tied that onto there by just attaching it like that. Pretty, pretty, pretty. But of course we need some bling. We need to bring in the bling. So here's the Rhinestone Waves Jewels. I've got an open package here. And they've got all the different colors that are in that paper. But I'm gonna stick with the blue here, because I've gone with the orangey color instead. And we're gonna add one. We always want to go with odd numbers so that it looks more put together, okay? So isn't that gorgeous? I love it. So pretty. And fairly simple, really. I mean, there's a bunch of die cutting, but it's just gorgeous. So let me show you what else here I've got. Christine says pretty, and Lori says, yay, Moira. I know, she's very talented. I love Moira's stuff. So here is another version that I did. This paper, I just love, 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 love. So you can see here a couple differences. One, I used some white twine. I stamped on white, and I used the little green jewels in this package to pick up some of the green in the paper here. I used a Pacific Point color to pick up the Pacific Point in this paper here. I did sponge this one a little bit just to give it a little bit of depth. Let me hold that up so you can see. Okay, and let me show you one more that I have here. Robin has shared it. Thank you very much. Robin says she likes both. Nicole says beautiful. Thank you so much. So here's another one. So this one is a little bit different. What I did was I cut a circle out of the beautiful foil paper. So hopefully you can see the shine there. And then I laid the paper on top. So this was just the matching scallop that comes in that set. And so I've put the jewels right on here because there was a lot of white space here. But I want to show you, when you cut a piece of foil like that, You don't want to waste all that foil. So what I did was, and you can't see because I've already put it together, but pretend this is the piece of foil. I cut out a couple butterflies out of the middle of that foil to use for something else. I mean, I could take it and put it right inside this card. That would be cute, right? Something like that. And those are also from this Quiet Meadow set. They're right there, those butterflies. So just so you don't waste that foil, I just cut those out. So there you go. Let me lay this out here so you can see them all together. So my draw next week will be for this pretty one that I made today. And like I said, I will put a link to all the things because I used a bunch of the stuff that you can get on promotion this month. So tell me what you think. So let's see here. Nicole likes the contrast of the blue and orange. I do too. I think it's quite stunning when you do blues and oranges together, but yet you still need to tie in the colors. That's one of the tricks I teach people when I make cards is you want to have a match point. So we've got the blue here, blue here, blue here, and then we've got some orange here and orange here. I maybe should have picked one with a little more yellow in it to make it match better, but it's great. And then here we've got match points here, and then of course this one's just all blues. So okay, the blue-green one is my favorite color of the paper. This one here, I agree. And you know what? When I made this one, I had originally put a scallop there, and then I decided it didn't need one because that paper was just stunning on its own. I thought it was pretty cool. I love the idea of die cutting sticky foam. Yes, you know what? If I hadn't have die cut the sticky foam, I would have die cut an adhesive sheet because it just makes it so much easier to put that on there. But isn't that nice because it's raised up? And it gives the card a lot more dimension and very pretty. Okay, so that looks like I've got most of the comments for now. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Like I said, I'll post not only who won this card from last week, but I'll also post the links to the flyers. I just noticed here that I used the same texture folder. Obviously, I like that folder on this card that I used on this card. So I'll post all that stuff so you can see it. And I just want to thank you for tuning in today and wishing you all a wonderful weekend. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.